3 years after meeting my wife, I accidentally discovered the secret hidden in her notebook. It turns out she only married me because the man she idolized, her one that got away, had gone abroad 3 years prior. In a fit of pique, she found me, a man who resembled him, and married me. Our intimacy? Limited to a single kiss and holding hands once at our wedding. No wonder she always claimed she wasn't ready whenever I suggested getting closer. The notebook mentioned he was due back in 3 months, and it was obvious how happy that made her. How could I possibly just hand over this perfect woman I'd meticulously cared for over 3 years? That's when I decided the charade was over. I dropped the act. By the time her old flame returned, my wife would be pregnant. She wouldn't be able to leave me then. Originally, my wife hated it when I brought her lunch at the office, but now she didn't have a say. After all, if I kept playing the docile lamb, she'd just think I was naive and easy to push around. What I wanted was the contrast, to make her uncomfortable. I'd love her for 3 years. Asking me to just step aside and admit defeat? Sorry, I couldn't do it. Only I get to mess with my woman. Only I get to be the one to let her go. Chinemo, why are you here? Didn't I tell you not to come to the office unless it was important? Su Muyue frowned, displeasure etched on her face. Muyue, I just missed you, I said with a smile, cracking one of the suggestive little jokes she despised. They say a day apart feels like 3 years. You've been away on business for 4 days. That's practically a whole year. She knew exactly what I was implying. When we first got together, I thought she was cold, emotionless even. I tried using some light-hearted couples banter to warm things up between us, but she'd shut me down sternly. Now, thanks to the notebook, I knew. It wasn't that she disliked sweet talk. She just disliked hearing it from me, her husband in name only. Work has been giving me such a headache these past few days. Sumiyu rubbed her tired eyes and rolled her stiff shoulders, looking utterly exhausted and sleep-deprived. Mustering my courage, I walked directly behind her executive chair. She stared at me, surprised and confused. Chun-Mo, let me give you a massage, help you relax, I offered. Sometimes when you're not home, my shoulders get sore too, so I pop into massage place now and then to unwind. I've actually picked up a few techniques. Pretty good for stiff shoulders and sore necks. Sumiyue was stunned. In her eyes, I was just an awkward, timid guy. Sure, I'd often sneak glances at her, but one sharp look from her, and I'd guiltily avert my gaze. And now, here I was telling her I actually went out for massages. She had a mild case of misophobia, and though she couldn't offer me love, she knew I was a normal man with needs. She couldn't stop herself from speaking. You should go to those kinds of places less often. If you must go, make sure it's a reputable establishment, Sumiyue said, her voice cold. Of course, I replied earnestly. I just go to relax and learn some techniques, not to check out women. Besides, who could possibly be more beautiful than my wife? Sumiyue sensed something was very different about Chun-Mo today. He wasn't reserved like before. He was bolder, even daring to flatter her with smooth talk. She wasn't some naive young girl oblivious to flirting. As one of Tianhai City's top 10 most beautiful CEOs, she possessed more than just capability. Her looks and figure were exceptional, and plenty of men fantasized about her. Her voice turned even colder. I told you, don't call me wife. Call me Sumiyue. That was the rule they'd agreed upon. Chun-Mo had accepted it, and they'd always addressed each other formally by name. What are you doing? Sumiyue yelped. Don't yell. I just said I'd give you a massage, I replied calmly. Sumiyue shot up from her chair. She was utterly shocked that I would actually dare to reach out and place my hands directly on her shoulders. Adding to it, she was dressed quite provocatively today, having left the top few buttons of her blouse undone. Standing behind her, I definitely caught a glimpse of her cleavage. Sure enough, the moment she stood, her eyes flew to mine. My gaze flickered away, unable to meet hers. No wonder he was lingering. She likely thought he was staring the whole time. And indeed, the view moments before had been breathtaking. It only made me want to massage her more, just to keep looking. You were just. Sumiyue started, then stopped, slightly flustered. Next time, don't touch me without my permission. She couldn't quite bring herself to accuse me outright of ogling. Okay, Chun-Mo replied simply. Truth is, the relationship between a man and a woman often starts with lust. Without that physiological attraction, how could two people possibly fall for each other? Chun-Mo arrived at the president's assistant's office. His and Sumiyue's mutual friend, Lu Xiu, was there. She was meticulously dressed, her makeup perfectly applied, a beauty in her own right, though still a noticeable step down from Sumiyue. Lu Xiu looked at Chun-Mo in surprise. What are you doing here? Didn't Sumiyue forbid you from coming? Chun-Mo gently closed the office door and locked it. What? Not happy to see your ex-boyfriend? Lu Shiyu flushed, flustered. Don't talk nonsense. Who's your ex-girlfriend? Oh really? Chen Mo countered. As Sumiyue's best friend, you ruthlessly broke up with your own boyfriend, then introduced that same boyfriend to your best friend, your boss. How do you think Su Muyue would feel if she knew? Chen Mo used to wonder why Lu Shiyu had broken up with him. But after reading the notebook Su Muyue left behind, he understood. Su Muyue came from a wealthy family. To get closer to her, Lu Shiyu found out Su Muyue's boyfriend, Qin Feng, had gone abroad. So, she broke up with Chen Mo and introduced him to Su Muyue. He remembered how heartbroken he'd been back then. After all, they had dated for over a year, sharing countless romantic moments and a deep, complex emotional history. After their breakup, Su Muyue had somehow appeared in his life. She seemed to understand him perfectly, knowing so many of his preferences and quirks. For a time, Chen Mo had even believed Su Muyue was his savior, his perfect girlfriend. That's why they got married so quickly. If it weren't for that notebook, he would never have doubted her. He would have kept believing Su Muyue just hadn't opened up yet, that he just needed to keep trying. The thought that he'd been a house husband, practically living like a monk for 3 years, all for Su Muyue, only to now wait for her white moonlight, Qin Feng, to return. He shuddered to think what would become of him then. You pawned off the man you tossed aside onto your best friend, your boss, deceiving her for 3 years, Chen Mo said coldly. Tell me, how do you think she'd react? I was wrong, Lu Shiyu pleaded. I worked so hard to get the position and status I have today. I can't lose it. After work today, meet me at the Bulgari Hotel. If you don't show up, you'll face the consequences. Later, in the hotel room, Chen Mo took his revenge on the woman who had abandoned him for money. Tell me about Qin Feng, he demanded afterward. What does he look like? His personality? Skills? Why'd he leave Su Muyue? Although reluctant to betray her best friend's private information, Lu Shiyu knew Chen Mo had leverage over her. She had no choice but to comply. From her, Chen Mo learned that Qin Feng was the adopted son of the Qin family. He was very handsome, though a bit effeminate, a smooth talker who knew how to spend money lavishly, and secretly a womanizer. As for why he went abroad, she didn't know. Hearing this only strengthened Chen Mo's resolve to win his wife over completely. His wife should only be cherished by him. Besides, she was so rich and beautiful, and he had genuinely fallen for her long ago. How could he let someone else take this sweet deal? Especially since that someone was clearly an irresponsible man who could cheat on Su Muyue behind her back during their relationship. All right, Chen Mo said after a moment's thought. You know the situation between Su Muyue and me, but she still carries a torch for Qin Feng. That means we're on the same side. If things go well for me, your position will be even more secure. Okay, from now on, I'll follow your lead, Lu Shiyu replied, smart enough to know what was good for her. When Su Muyue returned home, she was surprised to find Chen Mo wasn't there, and dinner hadn't been prepared, which was rare. After waiting another 10 minutes, she impatiently called him. Chen Mo, why aren't you back yet? You didn't even make dinner. Come to Tianai Road right now, Chen Mo said. Sweetheart Restaurant. I prepared a surprise for you. With that, he hung up. Su Muyue stood there, stunned. This was the first time he had ever hung up on her. He hadn't made dinner and hadn't even offered an explanation. But realizing there was no food at home, and he had prepared a surprise, she managed to suppress her irritation and drove towards the destination. She knew of Sweetheart Restaurant. It was a popular spot, famous online, with a style that appealed to young people. Many couples came here for dates, checking in and snapping photos. Seeing them now, pairs of young lovers embracing, their faces lit with happy smiles, their sweet bliss impossible to hide, she couldn't help but think back to her time with Qin Feng. Back then, his eyes might have held the same light as other boys, that sparkle. But why had he just left without a word? Not even an explanation or a phone call. She'd been heartbroken for so long afterward. She even started to doubt her own appeal, wondering why she had constantly refused his advances, wondering if things would have been different, if maybe he wouldn't have left if she hadn't. A few days ago, she finally received a call from Qin Feng. The heart that had hated him, felt disappointed in him, instantly shattered when he said, Muyu, I'm sorry. I've always loved you. Please forgive me for leaving without a word. If you don't forgive me, I'll die old and heartbroken in a foreign land. Her defenses crumbled, and she quickly forgave him. She even said that if he was willing to come back and admit his mistake, she would forgive him. Arriving at the designated private room, she opened the door to find it carefully decorated. Inside sat Lu Shiyu, along with her college best friend Wang Shanshan and her husband. Will you come sit? Chen Mo said warmly. Today's our 3rd wedding anniversary. I realized it's been 4 years since we graduated, and we haven't had a chance to get together. So I took the liberty of celebrating together today. You don't mind, right? Wang Shanshan chimed in. Muyu, of course, she minds. Such an important day for you too. And you drag us along? What's the big idea? Lu Shiyu, knowing the truth, didn't dare speak. It wasn't their anniversary at all. Chen and Mo had made it up. But Su Muyu certainly wouldn't know. Su Muyu felt a little awkward. She rarely dined out with Chen and Mo, rarely took him to social events. She preferred to keep their relationship private, especially now that Qin Feng was coming back. But being considerate and emotionally intelligent, she wouldn't spoil everyone's fun. She just shot Chen and Mo a fierce glare. Chen and Mo, of course, didn't mind. He found even her glare adorable. Living together for 3 years, he had learned that Su Muyu actually loved spicy food. It was just that Qin Feng couldn't handle any spice at all, so she had given it up, which meant he, Chen and Mo, had also endured 3 years of bland food, cursing Qin Feng inwardly countless times. That's why today he had ordered a mildly spicy hot pot, a favorite among young women. Sure enough, seeing old classmates brought back a flood of memories and past moments. Even a usually composed CEO, Sue let down her guard and joined in. Barbecue, hot pot, washed down with some beer, the atmosphere quickly livened up. Wang Shanshan suggested playing a game, and everyone agreed. Su Muyu had little choice but to go along. They settled on the simplest, truth or dare. As adults, they naturally played a wilder version than their college days, no joke off limits. Finally, it was Su Muyu's turn to lose. She felt a flicker of fear now, because, fueled by alcohol earlier, she had been quite enthusiastic when dishing out dares and forfeits to others. Chun Mo gave Lu Shiyu a meaningful look, and she instantly understood. We rarely see Muyu and Chun Mo show affection, Lu Shiyu announced. Since it's such an important day, how about a crossed-arm drink? Su Muyu wasn't coy about it. They'd done it once at their wedding. It wasn't a big deal. Chun Mo was naturally delighted. Watching Chun Mo, so close, slowly lean towards her, an unfamiliar feeling stirred within Su Muyu. She suddenly noticed he looked quite handsome today, very masculine. It seemed she'd always viewed him with some prejudice. He seemed less and less like Qin Feng. Lu Shiyu started stirring things up again. Whoever loses this time has to kiss anyone present. Wang Shanshan asked, what if you lose? Lu Shiyu replied, if I lose, I definitely won't kiss a girl. I'll kiss Chinamo. So, Muyu, you better pray I don't lose. Suddenly, Su Muyu felt a strong urge to blurt out, no, you can't kiss Chinamo. But the game's result was already decided. The bottle spun and pointed directly at Chinamo. Chinamo was internally ecstatic. Finally my chance. I consider myself quite the gentleman, reserved even. Little did I know, the joyful expression on my face made me look like a starving wolf to everyone else. I lunged straight for Su Muyue's soft, red lips. Su Muyue was locked in my forceful kiss for over 10 seconds. Only when I finished did she snap back to reality, realizing I had just forced a kiss on her. She'd even felt my tongue trying to pry her lips open. What I didn't expect, however, was that when Su Muyue came to her senses, she slapped me right across the face. That slap stunned not just me, but everyone else there. We all stared at Su Muyue bewildered. Sorry, Su Muyue stammered. I didn't mean to. Just don't do that in front of everyone next time. Only at home. I felt incredibly disappointed and uncomfortable, but I had to take the out she gave me. Okay, I'll be more careful next time. Seeing the awkward atmosphere, Wang Shanshan tried to liven things up again, suggesting they continue the game. This time, Lu Shiyu lost, and it was my turn to ask a question. My question was very direct, because I genuinely wanted to know, after you broke up with your ex-boyfriend, did you ever regret it? Lu Shiyu hesitated for a few seconds before answering. I did regret it, but people have to look forward, don't they? Hearing her answer brought me a sense of closure. I'd never dared ask her before, despite passing her office countless times. Instead, it was Su Muyue who kept staring at me, her expression blank, making it impossible to know her thoughts. After the meal ended, we drove home. We both sat in the back seat without speaking. The atmosphere was a bit awkward, mainly because I was still annoyed about that slap. Instead, it was Su Muyue whose next words shocked me. Back when Lu Shiyu left you, I played a part in it. I know what you were trying to do today, but I don't want to deceive you either. It's been 3 years. I know you've always treated me well, but I still can't bring myself to love you. You know, I have lingering attachments and unresolved feelings. Qin Feng, he's coming back soon. I think it's best if we keep our distance. After the divorce, I'll give you a large sum of money, enough to support you for the rest of your life. Looking at Su Miyue's stunning face, I wondered how she could utter such cold words so calmly. But thinking back on the 3 years we'd spent together, no matter how I tried to connect with her, there always seemed to be a natural barrier between us. Our relationship ebbed and flowed, sometimes close, sometimes distant. Life was calm, without any ripples. It was only today that her usual mask finally cracked, revealing a range of emotions beyond her work persona. She finally seemed like a normal person. "Fine, I accept," I said. "Just remember to smile more often. You actually look beautiful when you smile. So let's set a date. When do we get divorced?" I had no intention of continuing to be a simp, exhausting myself trying to please President Su. "Let's make it 3 months from now," Su Miyue replied. "All right," I said, "but I have 2 conditions. First, I want a job at your Su Corporation. Second, starting now, let's treat this house as if we're just roommates sharing rent. I'll move out after the divorce." Su Miyue seemed surprised I agreed so readily. A job and treating the house like we were roommates. The requests weren't excessive at all. Back home, I started tidying up and cleaning, just like my usual routine. "Chinemo, my laundry's done. Take it and hang it up for me," Su Miyue called out. "Sorry, President Su," I replied with a smile. "We're just roommates now. You should probably handle your own personal laundry." Although Su Miyue was a bit annoyed, she had just agreed to my terms tonight. She wasn't about to take her irritation out on me right away. The next morning, Chinmo drove the family's BMW to work. He rarely used this car. Usually, rain or shine, he'd drive his wife, Su Miyue's Porsche, to take her to her job. Looking at the empty dining table, Su Miyue felt another wave of irritation. She instinctively started to order Chinmo around, but her words met only silence. Having not worked for nearly 3 years, Chinmo was genuinely excited. Since love was absent at home, he figured he might as well pour his energy into his career. Let someone else play the role of caretaker. He was done with it. Quite a few people at the company still remembered Chinmo. On his first day back, his colleagues threw him a welcome dinner. Unexpectedly, Lu Xiu also showed up. Being all young people, they hit it off instantly. After dinner, someone suggested going to KTV. Back in university, Chinmo was a real all-rounder. Basketball, soccer, dancing, proficient in everything, and singing was second nature to him. A few Cantonese pop songs and classic hits later, he had many of the young women cheering enthusiastically. Some even proactively added him on WeChat, and Chinmo accepted all requests without hesitation. "Hey, beautiful Lu Xiu," Chinmo called out, "come sing one with me." "Stop pretending," Lu Xiu retorted playfully. "I know you're a good singer." Both were karaoke enthusiasts, and their duet sounded like a match made in heaven. Their performance earned rounds of applause. Meanwhile, Su Miyue returned home late from overtime. Seeing the empty house, devoid of the usual meal left out for her, she felt a pang of loneliness. Resigned, she ordered takeout. Bored, she scrolled through her phone and saw a picture or video of Chinmo and Lu Xiu singing together, stirring a strange feeling within her. She used to go to KTV often too, and had sung duets with Chinfo. But he was gone now. Chinmo had a great time and didn't get home until 10 p.m. He was surprised to find Su Miyue still awake. The table was cluttered with half-eaten takeout containers, left uncleaned. Chinmo knew why, of course. After 3 years of eating his home cooking, her palate had long been spoiled. Seeing Su Miyue's sullen expression, the old Chinmo would have immediately apologized or tried to coax her into a better mood. But now, there was no need. CEO Su, Chinmo said formally, "Please remember to clean up the common areas in the future." "I don't care," Su Miyue snapped back, her voice laced with anger but also a hint of petulance. "You always cleaned up before, so you still have to clean up. Also, I'm hungry. Go make me a late-night snack." Chinmo was slightly taken aback by her tone. "I can cook," he replied evenly, "but you clean up your own takeout." Soon after, a bowl of steaming pumpkin and millet congee, served with refreshing pickled mustard greens and shredded kelp, was placed before her. Su Miyue was clearly starved and finished every last bite. Surprisingly, she then cleaned up the takeout containers. "Remember to wash the bowl," Chinmo added before leaving her to it. Ever since their underlying issues had surfaced, Chinmo stopped indulging Su Miyue. The typically cold and aloof CEO, Su found herself increasingly bogged down by mundane household chores. At first, she was too proud to handle them. Later, she repeatedly suggested ending their cohabitation arrangement, but Chinmo flatly refused each time. Consequently, she resorted to pleading and asking for his help with various tasks, much to Chinmo's growing annoyance. One day, as Chinmo was about to leave work, he received a WeChat message from Su Miyue. Drive me to see my parents after work today. They miss me. They miss you, not me, he replied. I'm not going. If you dare not go, she shot back, then I won't go home with you for the Mid-Autumn Festival. Chinemo sighed inwardly and agreed. He had no choice. They had an agreement. She could skip visiting his hometown for any holiday, even Chinese New Year, but the Mid-Autumn Festival was mandatory. It was the anniversary of his father's death, and no matter how busy either of them was, he always insisted she accompany him. He wanted his late father to see his daughter-in-law. After work, he parked the car some distance away, waiting for the habitually late woman. He waited a full half-hour before she finally appeared, dressed in a sharp professional suit, her long legs clad in black stockings, wearing high heels. She was almost unrealistically beautiful, especially with her cool, aloof aura. Alone in the enclosed car, he couldn't help but silently curse her. The moment she opened the door and got in, however, he instantly switched his expression. Must be hungry, he forced out the words, managing a smile. You look beautiful today. He acted as if the long wait hadn't angered him. But as soon as she entered the car, he felt an intense chill emanating from her. Sumiyue's face was stern, and he didn't dare provoke her further. In reality, his silent curses in the car, the expressions, the lip movements, would have been obvious to anyone, let alone a seasoned negotiator like the CEO. From the way his lips had moved, she had easily deciphered his silent rant. Shallow woman, so vain, looks like a damned siren. All looks and no brains. The Su family villa was luxurious, but I hated coming here. Mother and Father Su never really liked me, but they agreed to the marriage because their daughter, Muiwe, insisted. I didn't expect this visit's main topic would make things so awkward for us both. Muiwe, Mother Su began, the company is stable now, and your father and I are getting older. It's time you thought about having a child. She added pointedly, you have no idea how happy your father was, and how envious when your cousin had that baby boy. Father Su, his thoughts exposed, cleared his throat, slightly embarrassed. Chinemo, he said, turning to me, you've treated Muiwe well these past 3 years, we see that. But what you did recently was out of line. He frowned. How could you leave Muiwe alone to go out drinking? Are you showing your true colors now? A cold sweat broke out on my back. I hadn't realized he knew where I'd been. I shot a helpless look towards his daughter, Su Muiwe, thinking, why don't you investigate your own daughter properly? Married to me, but still hung up on another man. Su Muiwe spoke up, clearly annoyed. Mom, don't worry about our business. I have my own plans. But a mother's authority is practically innate. Mrs. Su launched into a patient lecture about the risks of childbirth at an older age and how they were still young enough to help raise a grandchild. I sighed inwardly. Seeing the usually formidable CEO look so cornered was almost funny. Left with no choice, I focused on drinking with my father-in-law. He was in high spirits today, even pouring a couple of glasses of strong liquor for his daughter, claiming it was a treasured vintage. Su Muiwe rarely touched spirits like Baijiu, but she'd been feeling down lately and downed both glasses. After dinner, we went back to Su Muiwe's master bedroom. As usual, the plan was for me to rest there for a bit before quietly slipping off to the guest room later. Su Muiwe went to take a shower. Bored, I scrolled to my phone. I started feeling strangely hot, especially when I came across videos of the kind of beautiful dancers I usually enjoyed watching. The heat intensified, and I found myself physically aroused. Inside the bathroom, Su Muiwe wasn't feeling much better. It felt like a fire was burning inside her, and even washing herself made her skin feel unusually sensitive. She finished showering unsteadily, tied her bathrobe, and stepped out, surprised to see me still there. Why haven't you left yet? She asked, displeasure in her voice. It's barely 10, I replied. If I leave now, I'll get caught. You explain it to them. I looked up, really looking at my wife in name only. It wasn't the first time she'd worn just a robe in front of me, but before, I'd only dared stolen glances, keeping any improper thoughts buried deep. Tonight, though, I found myself captivated, hormones stirring. Su Muiwe noticed my stare and my obvious physical reaction. Anger flared in her eyes. Where are you looking with those lecherous eyes? Don't think I didn't hear what you called me in the car today. She gestured angrily. Get over here. Naturally, I wasn't moving. I knew this woman could get physical when she was truly angry. Furious, she stalked over to open the door herself. She must have sensed something was off about me too. My face was flushed, and my gaze was becoming overtly sexual. But when she turned the handle, nothing happened. It felt jammed. Resigned, I got up to try myself. My body felt increasingly hot, and dangerous thoughts were starting to form. I twisted the handle. It wouldn't budge. Are you doing this on purpose? Su Muiwe snapped. Useless. Can't even open a door. Chun Mo looked at the flushed woman, at her sexy red lips and pearly teeth, like a tempting slice of watermelon. He was mesmerized. He grabbed her face and kissed her hard. She reacted quickly, struggling, but her resistance only fueled his excitement, and her bathrobe came undone in the process. His kiss was dominant and fierce, his roaming hands seemingly possessed, every touch sending shivers through her until she went limp, lost in the strange, stimulating rush of hormones. An hour later, as the alcohol's effects faded, clarity returned, and the reality of the embarrassing scene hit them both. Chun Mo was still holding the flushed woman tightly in his arms. "You can go now," Su Muiwe said, her face calm, the earlier passion gone. "We can pretend tonight never happened. You are never to mention it." She looked at him with a complex expression. Although he initiated it, she had eventually cooperated. Damn, she's heartless, Chun Mo thought. Doesn't even wait until my clothes are back on. Still, since it had already happened, he felt a strange sense of release. He'd crossed a line, likely ruining any chance of peace between them. She was surely plotting how to deal with him now. Besides, she hadn't exactly fought him off fiercely after the initial struggle. "Fine," he said, "but tonight isn't over yet. And from now on, I'll agree to whatever you ask. Worst case, I take some money and leave later," he figured. This woman is impossible to win over anyway. He leaned in and kissed the startled Su Muiwe again. The next day, he woke up sluggishly on the large bed. They had been wild for half the night. Su Muiwe was gone, but he saw a telltale crimson stain on the sheets. Over the next few days, he didn't see Su Muiwe at all. Even in the small home they shared, they managed to perfectly avoid each other. He knew she was dodging him. They were like parallel lines, destined never to intersect. Even though Chun Mo felt guilty, stopped going out at night, and came home punctually every day, even making breakfast and dinner. Whenever they did meet, she'd just give him a cold look, devoid of any emotion. Chun Mo moved out of that home. He packed up his few personal belongings. Everything from the past 3 years fit into a single box. He switched companies too. He didn't want to force things anymore. After all, her white moonlight was coming back soon. For a while, he enjoyed his carefree freedom. His ex-girlfriend, Lu Shiyu, sent him a text. "Su Muiwe's white moonlight is back. Doesn't look like much, honestly. You're way more handsome." She attached a video clip. Su Muiwe was dressed beautifully. Although her expression was mostly neutral, you could tell she was happy. I replied, "Even though I've left her in the company now, I still want her to be happy. After all, over this past month or so, despite my unwillingness, I've come to understand my place in her heart. Just a substitute for Chin Foam. And I need to pursue my own happiness now." A few days later, I took the initiative and sent Su Muiwe a WeChat message. "When are you free? We should go finalize the divorce." There was a long silence on her end, but I was used to that by now. "Wait a little longer," Su Muiwe replied. "Wait for what?" I retorted. "You can't just keep squatting in my place indefinitely. I'm waiting to find a new girlfriend, you know." Lately, my mom has also been asking about Su Muiwe and me, nagging me to have a child soon. It's getting tiresome, but I haven't dared to tell her that my marriage with Su Muiwe is already over. I went to a university reunion. During the event, Lu Shiyu and I were drinking and chatting cheerfully, acting particularly friendly. Some classmates started teasing us. "You two were such a perfect couple, the golden boy and Jade girl back then. Why did you break up? You're both still single now, why not rekindle the old flame?" Unexpectedly, Lu Shiyu didn't stop their teasing. Instead, she blushed and glanced sideways at me. A cold sweat broke out on my back. I recognized that look in Lu Shiyu's eyes. She used to look at me with that same affection years ago. But I didn't want to get involved with her again. After all, she'd abandoned me, without a word back then, all for money. And now, she definitely knew I'd be getting a significant settlement from the divorce. "Stop kidding around," I laughed, playing along with their banter. "We're just buddies now. I can't hit on my own bro, can I?" When the party ended, Lu Shiyu was drunk, so I had to take her home. In the taxi, she clung to me tightly, and I couldn't shake her off. "Chun Mo, can we go back to how things were?" Lu Shiyu suddenly seemed sober, asking me out of the blue. "We can't," I replied calmly. "However much I loved you back then, that's how much I hated you after you left. Isn't how we are now good enough? Is it because of Su Muiwe?" Lu Shiyu asked. I searched my heart, but couldn't find an answer. It felt like reaching a chasm on a path forward. You feel an urge to turn back and fill it in, yet you're afraid that once it's filled, you'll lose all trace of what was there. "I don't know either," I answered, "but it will pass eventually. Ours was a contract marriage, you know that." "Scumbag," Lu Shiyu suddenly flared up. "Fine, I wronged you, but don't you dare wrong Su Muiwe. Don't think I didn't know you two slept together. How have I wronged her? I retorted, annoyed. It turned out that after that night, Liu Shiyu had noticed something different about Su Muyue's body. Hickeys hidden under foundation, clear signs of my passionate encounter. I can't stand that Qin Feng guy. Liu Shiyu ranted, now shifting targets. The way he looks at the president is totally lecherous. Plus, judging by his complexion, he looks totally drained, like he has kidney deficiency or something. How could he possibly make the president happy? He has no real work skills either. He just throws his weight around the office because he's close to the president, bossing people around, and only knowing how to suck up to her. Liu Shiyu angrily recounted everything happening at the company. She couldn't understand why Su Muyue didn't see that this man was completely inferior to me. I knew she genuinely had the president's best interests at heart. Am I really as good as you say? I felt a little smug hearing that. But I'm divorcing her soon anyway, I said. As the dead ex, all I can do is wish her happiness. I did try my best, but I'm done being a simp. Suddenly, my phone rang. I glanced at the screen. It was actually Su Muyue calling. Suspicious, I answered anyway. What's up? Need something? My water heater at home is broken. Can you come take a look? I thought for a moment, then replied, okay. The passcode for a front door hadn't changed. The decorations inside her apartment were untouched, exactly as they used to be. I couldn't help but feel surprised. I'd half expected her to bring Qin Feng back here. Did you drink tonight? A party. Su Muyue looked at me, her expression blank. Yeah, had a little. I'm hungry, Su Muyue suddenly said, her eyes widening as she looked at me. What? I leave, and suddenly you can't even manage to eat. I teased, looking at her somewhat pitiful expression. Since I was already here, I figure I might as well make her some of the simple dishes she used to love. I didn't expect that in the short time it took me to cook, she'd take a shower. She emerged with her long hair unbound, cascading down her shoulders. Her pale white thighs, her defined curves. It immediately brought that night to mind. For a moment, I couldn't help stealing glances. Su Muyue, whose face had been impassive, now had the corners of her lips slightly upturned. She nonchalantly sat down and began eating in small, delicate bites. The way her sensual lips licked a stray grain of rice from the corner of her mouth was so elegant, so alluring. Damn woman, I cursed inwardly. She must be doing this on purpose. Take your time eating. I'm heading out. I couldn't stay here any longer, or I'd definitely embarrass myself soon. Eat with me. What, found someone new out there? Too good for your old flame now. Su Muyue's words came out of nowhere, but I didn't dare argue with her. I was afraid if I annoyed her, she wouldn't give me the breakup settlement. The meal passed just like old times, the two of us eating in silence. At my new company, a beautiful girl suddenly caught my eye. She was young, pretty, and very lively. Of course, I knew I looked good, and now I was driving a Porsche. We started going out for meals, and we saw a movie. But just a few days later, she told me, we're not right for each other. You can't give me the life I want. I was completely stunned and fell into a slump for several days. After that, old friends started introducing me to potential dates. Liu Shiyu was particularly enthusiastic about giving me advice. But after 2 attempts, meeting the girls always resulted in some kind of strange situation. I even started to wonder if I was just unlikable. My mom, who used to be anxious to set me up, wasn't rushing me anymore. She stopped nagging, and I was happy for the peace and quiet. Instead, Su Muyue started contacting me more often. Sometimes she'd ask a few concerned questions, or call me over to cook for her a few times. Talking to each other became much more relaxed than before, mostly because I wasn't deliberately trying to please her anymore. I even started intentionally teasing her. So, how are things going with Qin Feng? You lovesick CEO? Just SOSO, Su Muyue replied flatly. I'm getting married in half a month. Are you coming? Hearing her say it herself, a pang of disappointment hit me. She was someone I'd loved. I thought I'd already let go, but our recent interactions, even while maintaining distance, had stirred a faint longing deep inside. After all, that night, she had been so cooperative, so happy. I even felt like I had truly possessed her. I don't think I'll go. I'm afraid I won't be able to resist punching him, I retorted, suppressing the bitterness in my heart with sarcasm. After all, you were mine first. Go to hell, you pig. Su Muyue shouted back. I asked Liu Shiyu what kind of person this Qin Feng was, but she wouldn't say much. If you really can't let her go, then just crash the wedding, Liu Shiyu suggested. Didn't you get into fights for me back in the day? Why are you chickening out now? How is that the same? I couldn't even melt CEO Su's heart after 3 years. I'm afraid she'd actually kill me, I replied. But she just laughed and called me spineless. I was speechless. Time flew by quickly. I checked the date of her wedding. It was actually the Mid-Autumn Festival. I remembered the promise we made for that day. But after today, she would be someone else's bride. I've been dragged here by an old colleague from CEO Sue's company. I was absolutely furious. It was downright malicious. Like killing someone wasn't enough. They had to twist the knife. The five-star hotel ballroom was lavishly decorated, dripping with romance. It was packed. I spotted plenty of old colleagues and friends. They even seated me right at the head table in the front row. For some reason, my eyes landed on a handsome guy also in the front row, Chin Fong. He was undeniably good-looking, but the way he stared at me, filled with resentment and bitterness, left me completely bewildered. As the ceremony kicked off with the MC's introduction, the atmosphere buzzed. I found myself caught up in the spectacle, morbidly curious about which poor bastard was marrying this ice queen with a perpetual scowl. The main doors swung open, and the instant the bride appeared, the room hit a fever pitch. Sumuyue looked stunning today, absolutely breathtaking. Dressed in a pristine white haute couture gown, dripping with jewels, her face radiated an unconcealable joy. She beamed, basking in the crowd's compliments and well wishes. If I didn't know her personality, her infamous temper, I might have actually envied the poor schmuck marrying her. A murmur went through the crowd. Where was the groom? But then the slideshow started on the big screen, chronicling the happy couple's meet-cute and sweet moments together. I froze. My mind went utterly blank. Those candid shots from Sumuyue's college romance. The guy in them was supposed to be Chin Fong. But now, every single one featured me. Me, holding hands with Sumuyue under the sycamore trees. Her, snuggled against me in the campus library. One picture even looked like they forgot to Photoshop it properly. Or maybe it was still Chin Feng's face, prompting confused whispers from some sharp-eyed women nearby. And then there were photos originally of me and Lu Shiyu, but now Lu Shiyu had been replaced by her. I stared dumbly at Sumuyue. I could see it in her eyes, behind that pretty face. She was desperately trying not to laugh, her lips pursed, practically vibrating with suppressed amusement. I looked down. Somehow, I was wearing a suit, a groom tag pinned to my lapel, and a bouquet clutched in my hand. "Let's have the groom join us on stage," the MC announced, and instantly, the spotlight swung around and locked onto me. Wow, the groom's so handsome. Isn't that Chin Mo? What's he doing up there? Playing games like this even after being together so long. Still, I'm kind of jealous, Lu Shiyu muttered beside me, her tone laced with sour grapes. Catching Sumuyue's smug, challenging look, my head spun. What the hell was she playing at? Was this revenge? Or just public humiliation? "You brat, get up there. Don't keep my daughter-in-law waiting." My mom suddenly materialized beside me, pinching my thigh hard, her face stern. This wasn't a dream. This was real. With no other choice, I slowly walked onto the stage and stood beside Sumuyue. Gasps and murmurs of admiration rippled through the crowd. A perfect couple, a match made in heaven, they probably thought. "What the hell are you playing at, Sumuyue?" I hissed, irritation thick in my voice. "Your wife's getting married. You're the groom," Sumuyue whispered back. "No way. Who want to marry an ice queen like you?" I retorted. "You wouldn't dare. We're live streaming." Sumuyue's voice suddenly softened, turning slightly wheedling. "Besides," she added, "you were mean to me last time, and then you ignored me. You weren't nice at all. What's wrong with a little payback?" "Oh, I dare right. You're the one playing tricks. I'll leave you standing here as a jilted bride." "Hubby, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Pretty please? I'll let you kiss me later. Okay." Sumuyue suddenly turned kittenish, grabbing my hand and shaking it gently. That single word, hubby, sent shivers down my spine. And that pout, that pleading look. Was this really the same ice-cold Sumuyue I knew? I admit it. I couldn't resist. I surrendered. Looks like I was going to be the poor schmuck after all. You can truly see the love between this couple. "Let's give them our warmest round of applause," the MC boomed. I plastered on mechanical smile, accepting the audience's congratulations, right up until I heard the inevitable. "You may now kiss the bride." Her face flushed crimson, and she looked up at me, a mixture of shyness and apprehension in her eyes. Well, she'd already called me hubby. What was I waiting for? I leaned in and kissed her. Hard. Payback's a bitch. And 3 years of pent-up frustration went right into it. The day's activities ended, and they returned to their familiar home, now decorated and transformed into a bridal chamber. "I'm so tired," Sumuyue sighed. "I never imagined getting married would be this exhausting. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, so being tired is normal." I was too exhausted to even speak. After showering, Chinamo lay on Sumuyue's soft, large bed for the first time. Gazing at the beauty in his arms, he suddenly felt re-energized and full of vigor. "I'm tired. Let's turn off the lights and sleep," Sumua whispered, her voice as faint as a mosquito's buzz. I like to keep the lights on, Chunamo said with a teasing smirk. I really mean just sleep, nothing else. Sumua said, a little panicked. The man uttered, that's not up to you, and directly kissed the woman's lips. 2 hours of passion later, the woman thought, this man is so easy to fool. He gets all worked up if I just pretend to be delicate and weak. And he thinks he's so clever. The man thought, conquering a tsundere woman feels amazing. During their honeymoon, they traveled, enjoying the sights, and took wedding photos along with sweet pictures of their daily life, making up for their pitifully few photos together. Less than a month later, Sumua was pregnant. Chunimo became a house husband once more. Half a year after their eldest son was born, their daughter arrived. After their second daughter was born, Chunmo was kicked out to work. He toiled hard at his job during the day and had to return home at night to serve his wife and children. Chunmo groaned with regret. I'm run ragged. Even a workhorse doesn't have it this tough. Sumua consoled him. Haven't you ever wondered why those other women you knew suddenly stopped contacting you? Seeing the smug look on her face, he instantly understood. He couldn't help but exclaim how insidious and cunning this woman was. He'd forced her once, and it had cost him his entire life. He'd been too naive. As for that Sheen Feng, he had long since been fired and driven abroad.